THQ.
Greetings everyone, I am Andrew, and alongside me is Stephen and Sean. We are Cal Gaming, and welcome to our playthrough of Finding Nemo for the PlayStation 2.
What the hell is this?
Yes, after my journey for Arkham City, I thought I'd go into the deeps of the Australian Ocean and help a certain clownfish find his lost son.
Australia, where everything wants to fucking kill you.
And yes, you can see that right, folks. There's a play trailer in the main menu.
Product placement.
It's a trailer for the movie, of course, because this is a movie licensed game. Plus, this is actually one of my childhood games I used to play a lot as a kid. Back when I was a naive.
Poor soul.
Yes, my poor soul. As you get older, you realise how bad this is.
Yeah.
Well, mediocre in a way. Anyway, let's start off with talking about the movie. So, when did you first got into Finding Nemo?
Years and years ago.
Yeah,
I actually have the Blu-ray steelbook for it.
I would have seen it the year it came out, though. The thing with my mum has never seen it. Every time she tries to watch it, she falls asleep in the first 5 minutes.
What, is she that bored already?
I don't know if it's bored, it's just 5 minutes into it, she's unconscious.
It's probably that barracuda in the first 5 minutes that got her. Yes, this is a load screen. Do you guys like loading screens?
Yeah.
No.
So, off we go.
Now, they redubbed all the voices, right?
Well, no, actually, most of the characters are reprising their roles from the movie. The only characters I think that don't reprise their movies from the movie is Marlon, Dory, and Bruce. Jess Harnell does the voice of Marlon and Bruce, which, when we get to him, he's going to sound terrible.
Yeah, and it's... I could chalk up, and it's definitely not Jess Harnell's fault, because he's certainly capable of great stuff. I mean, he's Crash Bandicoot now. I've actually met Jess Harnell. He signed my Crash Insane trilogy copy at AMCM a couple of years back.
Oh.
And also, for Dory, it's Jennifer Hale.
Yeah, I do love me some Jennifer Hale.
Most
I
of
know
them.
her as Black Cat from the 1990s Spider-Man animated series.
But obviously, we all know her as female Commander Shepard from the Mass Effect series.
It's also Chronica, MK11.
So this is basically a 2D side-scrolling action game. Action in the ocean, quote unquote. Where by that it's a lot of puzzles. I mean, this was
It just right says I'm obnoxious.
just like you.
No,
At least they're self-aware.
Don't even think about it. It's either school or back home for you.
Of course, Marlon being the overprotective father that he is. You know, if you've never seen the movie, you have no idea why he's been overprotective because they don't show the barracuda in the beginning. Yes, there's in each level there's these like little power not power stars, they're like golden stars that you can get just to say you get bragging rights, and they're completed by doing very minuscule tasks like getting through all these bubble rings. It's Superman 64 underwater.
Yeah. And of course, tons of people are going to want to brag about playing Finding Nemo.
There's also Pacific goals catered to that Pacific level. Like one of them might be, got to win a race against these fishes. Others might, almost all of them have these like 3 colored pebbles, red, green, and blue. You've got to pick them up and put them in the corresponding clan, with the matching clan. You saw we just saw the red one just there. Now, get this: if Pearl here gets stuck in that corner, which she is, she will not follow you.
No, for God's sake.
Now, there's a little bit of a glitch up here. A little bit wonky out there for Nemo.
Say the eyes, my God, the eyes.
All you gotta do is hold the action
He looks possessed. He doesn't. He's not even blinking. That's always bugged me ever since as a kid. Now, basically, what you do to pick up a pearl is hold down the square button, and when it goes to a 3D perspective where you're swimming towards something, the move button, as they like to emphasize, is the X button.
You could have been hurt.
Dad, I'm fine. Let's go.
Well, I would say this is passable for a PS2 game in terms of how it looks and the underwater effects.
This is multi-platform too, I think, actually.
Yeah, it was. This was on the GameCube, and actually, as a kid, I owned the Game Boy Advance version as well, which is a lot different.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was on Xbox as well, just the original one. 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
You gonna find them all?
And to believe that this was made by Traveller's Tales.
Alright.
And I think this would be their last developed game for Pixar until Lego Incredibles.
What, they were traumatized by this?
Well, I think
Look what you made us do, you bastards!
well, I would imagine the focus shifted in 2005. I mean, this was like, what, 2003 this came out? In 2005, there was the first Lego Star Wars. They got involved in that, and it's been every single Lego game since then.
Imagine Frozone, like, looking at Traveller's Tales going, honey, where's my Lego game? Well, you got it now. Is Lego Incredibles any good?
I've not played it, so I can't really say.
Yeah.
I heard there's a amazing Finding Nemo Easter egg in it as part of the trophy list or something like that, apparently.
Well, I would imagine they would have some cameos from other Pixar characters.
Yeah.
Apparently you have to find Dory as part of the trophy list.
And here's our first golden star.
Yay! Now get them all.
No, this isn't a 100% run, folks, because there are some mini games and puzzles that can just go outright fuck themselves.
Yeah, let's jump out of the water. Go on land.
No,
and shrivel up and die.
No, Nemo pulls on Echo the Dolphin, he jumps high into the air and all the fish gets sucked out, and then it's Nemo has to deal with the
aliens.
The aliens. I don't know what they're called. What was it they were
Nobody
called?
cares.
Let me do it, Nemo. Oh, gee, I can't move him. Oh,
Wow,
we'll have to go
so
over
much effort.
Maybe you could do it. Try pressing the action button to dart through them.
The action button basically is the square button. You could,
Yeah,
this is
they record it like that cause it's a multi-platform game, probably.
It's fine, Dad.
each character, like your playable characters in this game are Nemo, Marlin, and Dory. They all have a dash.
Aye.
Now, this is one of the mini games where it's specific to this level. You have to win the race. To do that by just holding and mashing the X button to swim faster.
So what happens if you lose? Your battle royale car explodes?
Depends on the levels. Some actually, you get to continue on, but you'll be like second place. Others, if you don't win the race, you die.
Heart attack!
Yeah.
Don't worry though, this game has infinite lives. There is, well, in fact, there isn't a life system to begin with. There you are, 2 stars in 1. 2 birds with 1 stone.
All of that just says win.
Alright.
Hey, would you rather have it say, you're a winner?
That's hilarious for all the wrong
Did you
reasons.
know that you can knock bubbles into other creatures and then dart into them like you did those rocks?
No? Really? Tell me more.
Thank you, Mr.
Well,
Exposition.
these must be the strongest bubbles in the sea then.
Yeah, this is your attack plan for every enemy in the game. Just find the bubble, hit the bubble, and it kicks the case, and then dash the bubble, and it vaporizes. And this works for any type of enemy in the game. There's not that many to begin with, because again, this was designed for kids. It's based on a movie.
Are you a one-hit wonder?
Later on, you'll get some krill. Without the krill, yes, you are.
Oh.
The krill basically are your hitboxes.
Alright.
So the more krill you collect, the more hits you can take. But yes, you are.
So it's like Sparks from Spyro.
You have swimming life insurance. Get used to seeing these load screens, by the way.
They ain't going anywhere.
Random abyss.
Granted, these load screens are not as bad as, say, Sonic 06.
Or Anthem. Like Anthem, like what was it? Like a several minutes long load screen in the year 2019.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
that
wasn't that
BioWare?
one of the ones where the load screens took longer than the actual mission?
Yeah.
BioWare, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
How do they
BioWare,
fuck up?
How you have fallen.
Now, when
Well,
you
more EA, I think.
when you collect a level, you go up here and then you can see there it says bonus. This is the only bonus mission I'm going to show off. Basically, they're all just mini games. This may seem easy at first, but there'll be later ones where they'll like throw 50 rings at you, and you have to bounce this ball throughout the hoops. and plus it's underwater and it's got ball physics. Like it'll bounce where you don't want it to bounce and all that.
Wait, why is it going up?
Because there's currents. That's another thing this game loves in this game. It's the underwater currents. Basically, fighting control.
You lose if that hits the ground.
No, it doesn't have. No, you won't lose. You just need to bounce it back up again. It takes a while.
You know what's even more sad about Anthem? I was in Asda the other day. Saw it for £9.
Oh.
I think that should tell you everything you need to know about how little anyone cares about it now.
Yeah.
And that's it for this level. So this level is 100%, but I'm not going to do that for every single level in the game, folks. I do have a 100% save file, as you'll be able to see right there. 60 stars in total, but you get nothing for them, by the way. It's just bragging
What are
rights.
you talking about? You get the ability to rewatch all of the cutscenes, the movie clips again. That's worth 100%, right?
Onto level 2, field trip.
Oh, let's name the zones, the zones, the zones. Let's name the zones of the open sea.
Can you imagine if we actually had a teacher that sounded like that out loud? We'd be freaked out. And don't worry, folks, the cutscenes are played in the movie because this is product advertisement, don't you know?
Yeah,
Back when every movie had to be released, a game had to be released and simultaneously with it.
How buggy is this game, actually?
It's not that buggy, to be honest. I've not gone out of my way to look for glitches or anything like that.
Before you go, Nemo,
Well, imagine like speedrunners would find a way to easily break
if
it.
you're ever in danger,
Now, you see here Marlon's explained the anemones only appear twice in the entire game.
Of course.
if you collect those krill, they'll protect you in case you run into anything dangerous.
Wow, those two krills look so 2D.
Yeah, they're sprites.
Yeah. So basically, they're your shield. What the enemies do is you can hide in them to, and then when you get out, you do this little spin move, which is invincibility, for example, but it only lasts a couple of seconds.
What are we, Crash Bandicoot?
But remember I said, it only appears twice, so you only get this twice in the entire game. And if you wonder what those exclamation marks, that's just basically the countdown saying you're about to run out. You know, what's stopping from someone just having to walk by and then just swipe their hand and grab Nemo? There you go, how are you going to find him now?
Well, it's like there's an island there, so they'd have to be pretty far out.
Oh, that's another goal as well. You get a star if you kill every enemy in the game. Well, in the level, sorry.
In the game, you make it sound like a genocide run. Wow, I didn't know we were playing Undertale.
Right, you see there, I got 6 out of 10. It tells you, well, at least it's like Crash Bandicoot. It tells you how many enemies are in the game. Well, there I've said it again. Fucking hell.
Again, Andrew wants this to be a genocide run.
That's just how fed up with this he is.
By the way, don't...
We just started.
The clams and
That's
shells...
exactly my boy.
Well, hello there, new explorer. Nemo.
What about the clams?
Yeah, the shells and clams, they're basically scores, but it's just effective as a score system.
Points.
Just like the first Mega Man where they had this point system, but the other ones didn't. I like how Sean's distracted too.
We're on a field trip today,
I'm saying I like how you're distracted.
Yeah.
Off we go. Keep close now.
Yep, Mr. Ray is again once voiced by Bob Pearson from Pixar. Who's like Mr. Roz in Monsters Inc. Hello. You didn't hand in your paperwork last night. Oh, watch out for these little, what you call them, flatfish.
I love that when she... What... is that the way... Was that the lady with the paperwork out?
Yeah, that's
she
the
slams
slug.
Yeah, she slams the
shutter.
On Mike's hand.
By the way, now we get to jump on blobs of shit.
Come on, Nemo! Mr. Ray went this way!
Yeah. So the teacher abandons the students.
Yes. Now you saw that 1 out of 35. You get a gold star by bouncing on every single one of these blobs of shit.
And you've already said this isn't a 100% run, so why are you bothering?
It's because of habit.
So it's really easy, actually.
No, the way this works is that you got to hold the analog stick in the direction you want to go, but sometimes it doesn't respond. You'll see, and that causes trouble later on when we get to the jellyfish.
Yeah, I know exactly what one you're talking about.
Hey, you get a gold star for jumping in fucking shit. Wow, you saw the top of his eyelid there. There's still, well, I would imagine because it's an early PS2 game, so.
Does this game at the exact same time as the movie, or?
I would imagine so, since it's a movie license game. You have to be, with these bubble rings, you have to be really, really quick with some of them. Like you saw there, how the hell did I miss that one?
Right.
So that so no gold star for me.
When it comes to like movie license games, I think one of the worst ones ever made, Batman and Robin on the PS1.
Oh.
Holy shit, that is really fucking bad. Go look up the SGB, look at video of that if you want to see how bad that is.
What do you expect? A shit game for a shit movie. And I believe this is the last clam, but there'll be times where the bubble's like far distance away and you can't get it to hit the enemy. You have to wait for it to respawn. Yeah. Whenever this question mark pops up, you just press the square button. This is where this is like a maze automation maze where you go one way and then you have to go the other way. Or you go back in that one hole, it takes you back to the beginning.
What are those things you're even collecting?
They're the clams and shells that I mentioned earlier. That all out your score. That's it.
You already went through that one.
This is a maze one that...
Oh, they did that bullshit.
Yeah.
Now you see these little currents here with the little bubbles. That's how you get the pearls through to the other side and then you have to go back through the tunnels.
Backtracking.
May I remind you, this was designed for kids.
Yeah, because kids are going to be able to figure this out.
I can imagine, I can imagine how you used to reacted in your heads when you were not around. It's like, Andrews fucking went from Arkham City to Finding Nemo? Really?
Yeah.
Boy, Andrew's fallen. Even Lee himself fucking laughed at the prick.
He's goofy though, he laughs at everything.
Even if it's against him?
Probably not.
Now you see those little bubbles that came in, like 5 bubbles, you need to hit them in that order. If you miss one bubble, you have to wait for the whole trail to respawn. Hell, how convenient, it just happened to be right there.
Would you rather it be on the other side of the damn level?
Well, this one is. Asking you shall receive, Mr. Allen.
Right, Code Veronica Finding Nemo edition. Backtracking.
From the sounds of it, yes.
What if
Look at that face.
What
You poke fun at the red orbs in Devil May Cry. Like the faces, you're like, eee.
So what's wrong with Nemo's face here?
You just look at it, next time you get a gold star.
Oh, we've lost Mr. Ray.
You missed some collectibles, go back, go back.
No, you sounded bored. Now, this is where you get into the speed mechanic, where you've got to keep up with a certain character. If you fail to fall behind, you restart at the beginning.
Ah, heart attack.
Yeah.
See those little glowing ones? They're basically a speed boost. It's like Superman 64 with speed, didn't it?
There's also you got a cutscene every time you fuck up. Too.
Yes.
Like, what happens here if you?
I have
fail?
no idea actually. I've never actually died or lost here. There's actually one level where I do lose at, only because I'm
the game fucks you over.
It takes control away from me.
Nah.
You missed one ring somewhere.
Don't care.
Gone forever, never to be claimed.
Don't wander off, he says, while he abandons us in the big open blue.
Yep.
Yeah, Nemo's already lost right there on the loading screen.
Did you two ever play this game as a kid back then?
Nope.
Or?
Xbox.
Well, you did? Steve? Did you 100% it?
No. Because puzzles, one of my weaker points. Imagine kid me tried to do the later ones.
These puzzles are not brain-tacking.
What are you talking? Yeah, sure, you say that, but later on, I've seen some of the footage later, and Andrew really hates one of the ones later.
Feel free to explore, but stay close.
A bit of inconsistency, considering there's like 100 fishes and then in game there's only 4 of us.
Fish.
Yeah, not
You
me,
know it was
Stephen.
coming.
Aye, that's why I didn't laugh. So on to level 3, the drop off. Yeah, this is his idle animation, just looking left and right, like as if he's on the lookout for the dolphin police from Shark Tale.
Oh, wasn't that the Will Smith movie?
Yeah.
Was it where the little what species was it? Was it a fish?
It was a fish, yeah.
He was trying to put on this act that he was all a tough guy with the
Aye.
help of a shark, was it?
A shark slayer. Because the sharks in that movie were basically the Bobs.
Yeah.
Shark slayer. So he's telling porcupines like Sir Daniel Fortescue in Medieval.
Basically, yeah.
Our next enemy, crabs. You actually do get a little funny fail cutscene if you get hit by these enemies. For Nemo, I believe what they do is they pull his fins and then he goes flying. But like I said, you have infinite lives, so the only punishment you get is at the beginning of that section. You go back to, you don't die.
Hey, checkpoints, yeah.
Yeah, there's checkpoints. Like, see, you saw one of those little cutscenes with the bars came down. That's basically loading the next cutscene to the next chapter, and then that way. So if I died in that section, I go back into the back section, not the beginning of the level. Yes, this level only has 3 enemies.
Seriously, look at it.
Oh no, these enemies you cannot kill. The pufferfish.
Oh, so they're Omega and Subhuman.
Yeah, you just have to avoid them.
If you guys don't know what I'm getting at, it's like one of the lyrics for Devil May Cry 5, Subhuman.
Yeah.
By the way, don't watch the steam, it can hurt. Steam underwater. Okay. Guys in the background.
You gonna help?
You gonna yeah, you feel like helping? No?
Nah.
I was like, well, fuck you all.
Some friends you are.
Yeah.
Nemo, you need to find better friends.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are willing to let you go out to genocide, and that's not who you got fucking captured. It's by swimming in the ocean.
He's the biggest threat to the ocean.
Well, you're gonna have to admit, in some aspects, when you look at all blue, it's kind of frightening in a way, because you don't know what's out there.
Oh, dude, have you seen the videos of like the shit that lives like deep in the abyss?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I live above the water.
Yeah.
Aye, the place in the earth where there's no sun.
Aye.
Maybe that's what it is. Why they look so.
Whatever's down there can stay down there. Thanks.
Those anglerfish with the big teeth. No fucking thanks.
No, I remember watching this documentary. It was called Blue Planet. What was his name? David Attenborough. There was an episode based on the deep, and one of the weirdest creatures there is down there. It's called a gulper eel. It's like a massive eel. You know, I don't like eels to begin with.
Yeah.
Aye. But this type of eel's got tiny eyes, but its mouth is as big as its body. Honest to God, and it can swallow any meal of any size, including as big as themselves.
So it's like Snorlax. It eats anything.
I'm using.
What are you doing?
This is my invincibility, so I can get past the pufferfish.
Is that the only way to get out?
You can get by, but the problem is that it's because it's in water. It likes to do that floating with water physics. So you can get unlucky at some bits, like right here. See what I mean? Like it's bouncing all over the place. I'm trying not to get hit because you can't kill these pufferfish. You can only avoid them. Oh, here comes one of the next major.
They're still hanging out in the back doing fuck all.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah. Let's let the handicapped kid do all the dangerous stuff.
Here's the next tough bit. We can find the boat here, but unique to this bit is that you've got to swim up the chain all the way to the boat. You've got to avoid things coming your way, but you've also got to fight controls of currents from the left and the right, up and down. So it's like forcing control.
I sure do love when games take control away from me. It totally isn't cheap or unfair in any way, shape, or form.
And if you don't stay in the screen at this point, you get swirled away. Wow. Really, Nemo? All that took was... Why the fuck are you going down to the bottom?
He's an idiot.
Now we got electric eels. Ugh.
So Andrew was having a good
How
time.
did it not just die right then and there?
No idea.
And the electricity plus water.
You see the bubbles going in one direction and the other. That's the current. You're fighting control.
Oh, for God's sake!
And I hate when games do that. See, look, they're coming both left and right.
There's a modifier in MK11 that reverses all your controls, like directions and buttons and everything. It's total bullshit.
Aye.
Let's see what I like to do to counter those modifier towers is put my AI noob Cybot fighter on. Let's see you take control away from the AI fighter. It's the best way to get by that modifier.
Fucking Nemo.
You're out of the water there.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Stop it now.
Are you listening to me? Nemo!
Wasn't there a seagull in the movie? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, there was. We'll get to that later.
I like to think that that's the seagull that poked Yoda in the head.
Anyway, chase sequence, diver. I have no idea what happens because out of all the years I've played this, he does his thing when he swipes his hands, but I've never got caught.
I would think.
So they know what a diver is, but they don't know what a boat is.
It's kind of. I don't see why they have to chase here because we all know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's padding.
Can he actually catch you?
I believe he can if you're unlucky enough, but again, like I mentioned before, I've never been caught by this guy.
I love how they put all the collectibles right in the middle of the screen, so it's like you don't have to do anything.
But they expect you to react fast with this. And the bubbles do give you a tiny little bit of boost. Just a tiny little bit. But not much compared to, say, the other ones where you have to catch up.
Oh, you missed a ring. You missed a ring.
You missed 2.
Play for a road.
No, I missed 1 ring. Who cares?
Like Slipher does in Superman 64. Okay, so you could have just swam up there, Nemo.
Well,
and it wouldn't.
You gotta imagine he's a terrified kid at this point.
Yeah. So logic not really his strong point.
So, right, that's level 3 done. So hopefully this shouldn't be a too long playthrough, folks. Even though this is one of my childhood games. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next part.